Ginger starts us off in Fort Myers Beach. Good morning to you, Ginger.
Good morning to you, Robin. When you say one of the strongest to hit the west coast of Florida ever, people here in Fort Myers Beach say, what? What about Ian? They're still recovering 2 years later, rebuilding now. There's piles from Helene of sand everywhere. This whole coast battered. And as we look at that satellite of that buzzsaw expanding as it approaches us for a late night tonight landfall, it's frightening.
This morning, Hurricane Milton is picking up speed in the Gulf of Mexico as the west coast of Florida braces to face it head on. Time running out for people to evacuate their homes.
You're going to get out now.
Hurricane hunters in the thick of the storm. Extreme turbulence jolting the plane as they track Milton's every move. Now, a Category 5 hurricane with 160-mile-per-hour winds. Officials urging people to get away from the coast and outside evacuation zones.
If you're in a single-story house and we get a 15-foot surge, which means immediate, that water comes in immediately, there's nowhere to go. That home that you're in ultimately will be a coffin.
A local emergency currently exists.
Authorities traversing neighborhoods warning folks to leave.
The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office is calling for evacuation.
For those escaping, many stuck in miles-long gridlock traffic. And speaking of long lines, to get gas was difficult, some stations running out. Milton is expected to make landfall as a Cat 3, bringing with it record-breaking storm surge up to 15 feet and up to 18 inches of rain.
The west coast of Florida is especially susceptible to storm surge because, number one, the ocean floor in the Gulf, it gets really shallow, so it actually acts like a ramp, pushing the ocean water up to the coast. And then it squeezes into bays like this and spills on over to homes like that still have damage from Helene.
Debris from homes ravaged by Helene less than 2 weeks ago, now posing a serious threat of turning into projectiles. A massive effort underway to remove the debris, the state deploying 300 dump trucks to work around the clock tackling the towering piles. Some Floridians riding out the storm.
We've got food, we've got water, we've got generator, we've got gas. I've prepped everything I can think to prep.
For Jenny Karate, she says staying in the Tampa area is her family's best option.
We realized how backed up the interstate was. We had trouble finding a hotel and didn't want to get stranded on the highway running out of gas.
The center of Milton is still about 200 plus miles southwest of us here in Fort Myers Beach. It will pass to our north, but remember, you can have big surge. We're anticipating 8 to 12 feet of surge this far south because we expect that landfall somewhere near Sarasota right now as a Cat 4 late tonight. And then it still crosses over the state, Orlando, Melbourne, the Space Coast, getting hurricane force winds, power outages, trees down before it leaves tomorrow night. 9 to 15 feet of surge. Bradenton, Venice Beach, Tampa, you see Clearwater in there, 8 to 12 here around Punta Gorda, Cape Coral, 5 to 8 feet of surge in Naples. So the surge is the first part, but then there's the winds. Anna Maria Island, easily a 100 and almost 20-mile-per-hour wind there. That's at 9 p.m. tonight with this short-term model. It moves over Orlando with gusts upwards of 60. And I think the other thing just to remember, guys, is so many folks, George, have been really saturated here. We'll get up to 18 inches of rain. That'll take down even more trees and cause flash flooding and tornadoes.
They have been hit so hard. Okay, Ginger, thanks very much.